what's up? It's Joe Ready from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Fitzgerald Genesis in Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? We have the supersized luxury Genesis. This is the newly updated, refreshed 2020 Genesis G90. But before we dive into this supersized sedan, let's talk about this Genesis brand. So Genesis is the premium brand from Hyundai. There was once upon a time that Genesis was just a car in their lineup. Unbelievable how now we have a brand. It all started in 2015. Slowly, they've been adding models. G90 is the big one. Go a little bit lower, G80. And then, of course, the car of the year a couple years ago, the G70. Now, what's interesting about the G90, some updates, but the great news is that their first SUV is coming, and it actually takes some of the design elements from the G90 and puts it into their SUV that's going to be known as the GV80. But let's go ahead, dive into this supersized luxury car, see if it really brings that ultimate luxury value to go up against the Mercedes Benz S Series, the A8 from Audi, and of course the 7 Series from BMW. Let's go ahead and check it out. Right off the bat, love the updated headlight design. Really looks futuristic. Like if you think back to a movie from the 80s or 90s that was like a futuristic movie, I feel like this was the car that was in it. All LED headlights, you got your LED daytime running lamps. We drop down functional vents. So you have functional air intake plus side air curtain, all nicely into one area. Chrome horizontal slot with some chrome trim around the perimeter. And then we come across the big talking point. The nose of this car is mostly grille. This is Genesis. This is their brand recognition for their overall cars with the shape of this grille. It almost looks like a home plate, the base from home plate at Wrigley's Field. Nice crisscross pattern. You got your forward-facing camera. I really love the way it comes to this lower point, and those lower vents also meet at that point. Gives it a nice cohesive touch. If you're wondering, well, what's this rectangle here? Behind that plastic plate is all the radar technology for your emergency braking and whatnot. And you can see how they took the design, the mesh, and kind of meshed it, no pun intended, right over onto that plate to kind of almost make it look like one piece. When we go up onto the hood, there's that Genesis badge. A little bit of Bentley, a little bit of Aston Martin. Look at how they recessed it very nicely, took the body lines into the hood, fade as you get to the windshield. We come around the bend, it almost is like you have this step system to the hood. Really love the nice raised portion to the side here, all the way down. We come around the bend, look at the lighting. Look at the way that beautiful LED lighting goes right into the fender. And then all new for 2020 are these upgraded wheels. This is a 19-inch wheel, beautiful machined aluminum center, large center area, the crisscross pattern. This is a 245 on the width, 45 series sidewall. Underneath the bodywork, you're gonna have, of course, adaptive dampers. You can make them stiff, you can make them harder, depending on what your driving ability is and what the road is telling you. But really nice, clean, elegant, classy look. Into the fender treatment, you can see the all new LED side marker lights, and you have this vent design. Now it is fake, so I am gonna zonk that, but it does really break it up nicely, gives it a classy touch. Chrome trim around the top and the bottoms of the windows. Of course, color match, this beautiful metallic. It's like a purple plum metallic, beautiful color, really nicely shaped. The one zonk is that this has a standard sunroof. I would like to see a panoramic sunroof, but this is premium trim, so you could go all the way to ultimate. It's your choice. Down the side, I like the chrome trim. Also love the chrome on the door handles. Nice high belt line, great lines from the side. I mean, and look at the size of the passenger door. I mean, that's almost like 2 doors on a regular car. Coming to the rear, you can see how the fender kind of just peeks out just a little bit into the trunk. And then out back, we have all new taillight setup. This is going to be also similar to what's on the GV80 and the new G80 sedan that's coming out soon. But you have your LED taillights, turn signals, tasteful decorative trim exhaust, and this is actually the same shape as the grille. You see the point at the bottom there? That's supposed to be mimicking what's going on at the front end of the business. You got your reverse lights built in, very nice and clean. Coming across that Genesis badge, like the way everything's lit up. It's not just a reflective thing up top, that G90. And then the nice thing is, this guy right here, that's the button to pop the trunk. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this G90. All right guys, we got the hood popped. Underneath that hood, you have two different choices. You could go V6 twin turbocharged or naturally aspirated V8 on this premium trim. That is that twin turbo V6. So it's a 3.3 liter twin turbo V6. You're looking at 365 horsepower, 376 pound-feet of torque. It's all mated through an 8-speed automatic transmission. If you're wondering, well, Joe, how much does this car weigh? It's supersized. It's got to be super heavy. 4,718 pounds. Here's the crazy thing. 0 to 60 in 5 seconds and a quarter mile time, 13.5 at 104 miles an hour. Fuel economy, what are you going to find? You're basically looking at 17 in the city, 25 on the highway. When you pop the hood, love the engine cover. It's got some nice color, some nice design to it. You can see the structural bracing that they put that goes from the radiator to the shock top mounts here to stiffen up the front end. But why don't we go ahead, remember this sedan is rear-wheel drive, why don't we fire it up and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Genesis G90. I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, you've been naming some pretty big hitters when it comes to full-size sedans and the prices that go with it. How much is the price for this one? Well, guess what? Here comes that value-packed punch that you're going to get. The way that this sits with all the options that it has, MSRP $73,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Love the interior. They have this nice black leather across the top. I love the beige piping. Goes well with the rest of the beige door trim. You have 2 memory seat settings, which is great. And then that nice soft armrest, the stitch work. You even have a good sized pocket for a couple burritos from Chipotle. Even that brushed aluminum speaker cover. Absolutely drop dead gorgeous. You got that Lexicon optional sound system. You come to the dash, wood. Just like on the door panel, the nice dark wood. No shine to it. It looks perfect. The silver, look at the piping, the stitch work. Nice flat dash all the way across. New 12.3-inch screen. Is it a touch screen? Yes, it's a touch screen. You can get your AC controls, front and rear, navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I love the way it's sunken nicely. It's covered by the hood here for glare. The wood trim is just exquisite. You got, of course, your analog classy clock. I hope you know how to tell time. That's the little hand, that's the hours. Big hand is the minutes. Look at how they even take the hazard button and integrate it nicely. Silver trim, beautiful. Silver trim on the start-stop button. You have your radio controls, AC controls. Of course, you're going to get heated seats, ventilated seats. Let's look at camera, shall we? So when you hit camera view and I throw it into reverse, there's our cameras. You got 360, you got your backup camera. Of course, we could touch here. Look at that. Look out the back. You could go full width across the top. They got you covered no matter what. I hit park again, brings us right back. This is gonna control that 8-speed automatic transmission. You got different drive modes. Show them, Tom. Custom, comfort, sport. Of course, we're gonna leave it in sport and eco. If you wanna hug a tree, and you can go into that mode. But we're gonna leave it into sport. I love the leather, the stitch work. Open up door number 1. You have some nice wireless charging, a USB. Close it up, more wood trim. Open up door number 2. Here is your Genesis key fob. Kind of reminds me of my Samsung flip phone. It's kind of large and feels like it, but no remote start, which is crazy to think. So something that to think about when looking at Genesis. Close that up. You have your nice directive drive control to go through your different settings. Ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, and you could raise and lower the shade in the back glass for your passengers. Beautiful leather. Hit the Bombay doors. Nice felt lining. Look, you even got a place for your fancy crown jewels. You could put them in here, or the family jewels. If you ever travel with your family jewels, hopefully they're on you, not in a container. But it's all felt line. You have two 12 volts, which is really nice. Close it up. Seats. Look at this. Look at the Genesis logo. The leather is so soft. The piping, the perforated area, the stitch work. Nice large seat, fully adjustable, of course, for the passenger and the driver. My only zonk on the seats is there's no massage setting. And I know that sounds kind of spoiled, but if you look at the competitors, they do have massage seats. Standard sunroof, love the Alcantara, that microfiber suede. It's like petting a kitty cat. And then, of course, you have an auto-dimming mirror, but the zonk is it's not frameless. Look at how large that thing is. It's almost like somebody's shoe, a black Nike that you just attached to the windshield. So it's nice that it's auto-dimming, but I wish it was frameless. Coming over to the business end, I want to show you behind the wheel of this Genesis G90. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel of the G90. You have your 2 memory seat settings. You can share your G90 with somebody. You have the beautiful aluminum trim underneath this protective film until you buy yours. You actually get to be the one to peel it off. That's like, you know, popping the cherry of your G90. Seat controls, 20 different way adjustable seats. I'm just missing the massage feature. Electric, telescoping and tilting steering wheel, which is really nice. Beige on the steering wheel looks pretty, but I'm not too sure about it. I think this is gonna get dirty from your fingerprints and whatnot. Also, I don't love this horizontal crossbar that they put, but the horn button is very tasteful. The thumb controls are nice. You do have 2 small plastic paddles to go up and down that 8-speed automatic transmission. And then the dash, the one thing I'm missing is that beautiful 12-inch TFT display. You do have the TFT display in the center, but I would like, instead of analog tach and speedometer and all that, that to be all digital. But watch, when we turn on the turn signal, you could actually have the camera ability go over to the right. So what's nice is you have cameras on both mirrors to cover any blind spots, and that's what I do love about this G90, even though it's not a full TFT display. You also have a nice heads-up display as well, plus all the safety features you come to expect in a car nowadays. But why don't we get to that back seat and see how your passengers are gonna be sitting in the lap of luxury. All right, guys, come into my mobile living room. So much space back here is just unbelievable, especially with the size of the doors, getting in and out. I mean, you could basically attach yourself to somebody and still get in without any problems from the opening of the door. Back of the seat, the beautiful leather, the woodwork, like I said, is just exquisite. You have your 2 AC vents down below. We open up door number 1 here, 12 volts, nicely placed. Put that out of the way. Here's what I was telling you about the dirt. You see how I'll kind of wipe it off with my hand, but you're gonna have to, because of all the beige, you're gonna have to clean. You do have seat controls, nicely placed on the back right here. If you need to move it up and you kind of want to stretch out while you're being chauffeured down the road. Speaking of chauffeured, look at this bad boy. Boom. Love the armrest. The leather is so soft that they use. Open this up, you got USB, another 12 volt. They should have gave you 2 USBs. I'm gonna zonk that 12 volt because we already got 2, that's plenty. All your radio controls, the AC controls. You do have heated seats, but no ventilated seats. That is a zonk in a car of this type. Got a nice little tray for your Jolly Ranchers though, which is really nice. Another thing I'm gonna zonk, I'm gonna do it is, I don't think these 2 air vents are gonna cut it. Where's my air vent in the actual frame of the car, up top in the ceiling? That seems a little small for such a big space, but I'm telling you right now, you're chilling like a villain in this back seat with the amount of room that you have. But let's get to the trunk, see how much room you have for a full-size luxury sedan. All right, guys, trunk space. I know a lot of times we're thinking SUV. You hit the button, nice electric assist, large, wide opening, nice deep amount of space in there is gonna allow you to really use this in many different ways while you are doing your daily chores, whether it's picking up the kids, going to the store, whatever it is you have to do, taking somebody to the airport. You could easily put a ton of luggage back here and not have a big bulky SUV. But if you're ready, I'm definitely ready. Let's take this G90 for a spin. All right, guys, we left Fitzgerald Genesis in Clearwater, Florida. We're in the 2020 G90 on throttle. Here we go. So you're gonna get up to speed very, very quickly. 0 to 60, 5 seconds is quite substantial for this very large luxury sedan. Inside, you really are sitting in the lap of luxury, and guess what? You're the one laughing all the way to the bank because you didn't spend over $100,000 on your vehicle. Because you go to any of those other 3 German brands, that is what you're probably going to be doing, is spending close, if not more than $100,000. Everywhere you touch, nice soft material, heads-up display, super clear. Visibility out the back is a little tight because of the headrest and the smaller glass window, but overall, just the way this thing is laid out is unbelievable. The way the suspension is done in this Genesis is brilliant. It soaks up all the bumps. You really feel like you're just riding on a cloud. And I have it in sport mode, so that really shows just how well the chassis, the suspension, everything is engineered that even when you go into sport mode, it's not gonna beat you up. I don't know if you heard that. That was the emergency braking. Nice to have those safety features. I also love on the gauge pod how you have your camera there for your turns. You turn your turn signal, you get your wonderful camera view out the right or left depending on what turn signal you're using. That to me is smart technology. Still wish it had the 12-inch TFT display like the K900, like the Kia K900 has. But this new 12.3-inch display is mind-blowing. Having to not pay extra for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto is how it normally should be. Those other brands, you gotta pay extra for it. Or you gotta pay a service to have it. The auto-dimming mirror is just, it's dated. You know, there's certain places that you look in the Genesis, you can see where they're cutting the costs, but other places, they went full in. And I'm telling you, the quality of the leather in here is definitely where they went full in with the stitch work, especially in that back seat, is wonderful for your passengers. Brakes feel good. Weight of the steering is nice too. The thickness is great. Let's do another acceleration test on throttle. Remember, rear wheel drive, here we go. That 8-speed shifts very, very efficiently, very, very quick. Wind noise you don't get in here. Road noise is extremely minimal and just really just shows. I mean, think about it. They've been around since 2015. It's only been 5 years and look what they've been able to accomplish. This thing is mind-blowing, and the updates just allow it to stand out from the crowd. Is it perfect? No, I'm not saying that. There are a few things that I would like to see, but you know what? Like I said, for 5 years in the game with Genesis from Hyundai, it really shows that they've been doing their homework very, very, very well. Super smooth. Mirrors are great. Gauges are easy to read. That's the good news, is even though it's not a TFT display, instrumentation is very easy to read, even at a quick glance. I'm just missing some massage seats. I think that would just be the cherry on top, to be honest with you. But hopefully this gave you a nice overview of what the Genesis G90 is about. We're gonna wrap this up and get back to Fitzgerald Genesis, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another great day here at Genesis, Fitzgerald Genesis in Clearwater, Florida. Definitely gotta thank Rob, David, and the rest of the crew getting us access to this updated, refreshed G90. Is it the value when it comes to full-size luxury sedans? Of course, they've checked off almost every box for the price that you're getting compared to any of those other brands that I mentioned, or any that are outside the ones that I mentioned, even from Cadillac and whatnot. The value you get with a Genesis is unbelievable, and the quality is really second to none. But if it's cars like these that you like to see on Ready's Rides, these full-size mafia-style sedans, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ready's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Ready's Rides merch. Got to get it at the Big Guns McGee. He's holding that camera with one hand. That's how strong he is. So thank you, Tom, for working out. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.